Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we have to talk about some very, very serious things going on right now in Grand Theft Auto Online, including the ultimate Christmas 2016 ban wave that is impacting thousands of players, if not tens of thousands of players. We're going to be talking about that as well. We're also going to be talking about bad sport lobbies, players literally having their money stolen from them, even like personal friends of mine, which is absolutely insane, and a whole lot more. We're going to be diving into all of that in this video today. So let's start in that order. Let's talk about the ban wave first before we get into everything else. Sometime yesterday, last night, or a couple nights ago, there was a huge ban wave that not only happened on the PC, but also happened on Xbox 360 and PS3 as well. We know that the older last generation consoles are more susceptible to having modders with mod menus and hackers on there, and there was a massive ban wave. What I'm going to do right now is just show you guys kind of a montage of posts on the Rockstar Games support forum, on Reddit, on Twitter. These are all people saying they were banned, whether fairly or unfairly. We will talk about in a little bit. And this seems to happen a lot more frequently now, ever since Rockstar updated their ban and suspension policy, which, to give you guys the short end of the story there, basically it's a lot easier for them to catch someone doing something like this. And also the rules are now different. The first time you're caught, you're banned for 30 days. The next time it is permanent and you lose your account forever. So as you guys can see right there, lots of posts saying they were banned, why I was banned. Now, some of them are pretty comical, and some people do admit to using a mod menu or hacking or cheating. And if you do that, you honestly can't blame anyone but yourself. It is against the Rockstar Games EULA to do stuff like that in Grand Theft Auto Online. So they have the right and they have the ability to ban whoever they want, whenever they want, for whatever they want when it comes to doing stuff like that. However, there were a lot of posts of a lot of innocent people looking like they were getting banned as well. Now, I've touched on this in the past, and I've said that Rockstar kind of needs to tweak their system, but because the way it works, it's almost like a spray and pray machine gun effect. Yes, did the latest ban wave take away a lot of people that needed to go from Grand Theft Auto Online? Absolutely it did. And as we'll talk about in a little bit, you'll probably see why this is a good thing. But at the same rate, there were a lot of people that lost their accounts that were banned for no reason other than having like a Discord or a Spotify overlay going up over their game. And because Rockstar's anti-cheater system detects that as something bad or malicious, it bans them. So you're saying there's no way for Rockstar's system to determine between an overlay that someone might be using for streaming or to make their experience a little bit better, or someone who's hacking and griefing in a lobby? That's kind of disappointing right there. Now, obviously, I don't know all the details here, but from the stories I've seen so far, there seems to be no middle ground here. It's either people were banned and they deserved it because they were hacking or modding or cheating, or they weren't doing anything wrong at all, simply were either just using third-party software or had an overlay, which gave them no unfair competitive advantage in the game itself. So I know a few people in the community that had their accounts removed, whether they had hacks on them or mods or whatever the case is, and it seems that this wasn't able to reach everyone because even when I'm recording this video, there are still people on the PC that are able to use mod menus and hacks like this. And as I mentioned earlier, this also happened on the PS3 and Xbox 360. So even though it is less common on those consoles because it's older and now maybe less people are playing on them, you can still get mods and hacks on there, but now that seems to have been crushed just a little bit. So if you're still one of those guys who plays on the 360 or the PS3, it might be a little bit safer to venture out in the public lobbies, but just know that, like with many ban waves, this probably didn't get everyone. There are some serious people out there that pay really good money for Grand Theft Auto Online mod menus that, because they pay for it, have the ability to go slightly more undetected with these ban waves. So just because something like this happens doesn't mean you're in the clear and you can just waltz around freely, because stuff like this can still happen. And now what I'm going to do is explain some pretty other crazy stuff that's happening in the game as well. So do you guys remember a couple months ago, it might have been 4 or 5 months ago, there was this thing called the insurance fraud scam going on in Grand Theft Auto Online on the PC. Now this was only happening on PC, so regular gen console guys, you're pretty much safe from this. But essentially what would happen is someone in the lobby would use your your character as kind of a guinea pig to destroy a bunch of other vehicles. So not only would you be paying the insurance fee for this, which could drain your account from millions of dollars, if not multiple millions of dollars, but would also then place your character in Bad Sport Lobby. Now, you have to destroy a lot of personal vehicles in order to get placed in the Bad Sport Lobby. So it really does take a hacker or a modder in order to do something like this. So that was happening about 4 or 5 months ago. And after a couple days of this occurring, and after a couple people making videos on it like myself saying, Grand Theft Auto Online PC public lobbies are unplayable right now. You don't want to go in them. They're an absolute mess. Rockstar stepped in and they actually disabled the insurance policy fee. So you didn't have to pay anything. Now, people could still be put in Bad Sport, which is generally bad because obviously you can't play with your friends. And unless they're a bad sport, you can't play with them. So it is kind of like purgatory for Grand Theft Auto Online, which is a place you obviously don't want to go. So for Rockstar, it was kind of a band-aid to an overall bigger problem, and that was mod menus. And while it stopped people from, like I said, taking away their money, it didn't stop them from putting people in Bad Sport. Now, eventually, after a while, it seemed as if Rockstar did come up with a fix for this. Now, we don't know the details of this, and I'm sure they weren't sharing what exactly they did. This is actually returning, and I'm here to give you guys a giant warning that Grand Theft Auto Online PC public lobbies are not safe. They are not safe, and this is a real bummer, as we'll kind of explain in a little bit. So as you guys know, I'm really good friends with Jobless Garrett. He's probably one of my best friends on YouTube, and I'm also pretty good friends with Andre or Typical Gamer. They're both streamers, play GTA 5 like me. They were streaming yesterday, and this happened to them. There was a modder in their lobby who did this exact same thing. They were just doing the CEO and import and export kind of car vehicle missions. All of a sudden, both of them started getting messages on their screen saying that they were destroying cars and that they were, blowing people up and they were having to pay the insurance. And then all of a sudden, they were moved to a Bad Sport lobby where they had the dunce cap on their head and they lost millions of dollars along the way. So my friend Garrett put out this tweet the other day. He said, "Hey, Rockstar Games, I just got put into a Bad Sport lobby and had over $500,000 stolen from me in-game by a modder. Help." And he goes on to say, "Quick update, lost $2.5 million to a modder removing it from my account and in Bad Sport lobby. RIP Rockstar Games. RIP Rockstar support." And I know that, like myself, Garrett buys shark cards, so $2.5 million, that's anywhere from $35 to $40 of just missing money. So what people are doing right now is literally stealing from people because Rockstar doesn't separate shark card money from regularly earned money. They all go into the same bank account. They can all be affected and taken by modders. Now that is scary. Now, what I think Rockstar is going to have to do here is they're going to have to somehow separate shark card money that you buy and regular money that you earn in game, because otherwise you're going to have people literally getting robbed in a video game. Now, they're not coming up to you with a gun saying, "Hey, give me your wallet, otherwise, I'm going to harm you." But basically what's happened is they're using a workaround system to literally just take money from you and steal your hard-earned cash, which I think is absolutely crazy. And the fact that people are getting put in the Bad Sport lobby as well, right after a brand new DLC has come out, import and export, the Christmas DLC just arrived, snow is right around the corner, and the fact that those guys aren't going to be able to play with their friends and they're not going to be able to go in public sessions is a real bummer here, and it's something that needs to be dealt with by Rockstar Games. And on top of that, the CEO buying and selling stuff can also only be done in public sessions. There's no way to avoid public lobbies if you want to do this, which is where those modders, hackers, and anyone else are going to be hiding and lurking. So this is a huge issue right now, and this is super scary, and that's why recently I have not been streaming on the PC. You've noticed a lot of my streams have been on the PS4 primarily, and that's because I just don't want to have to deal with stuff like this. I just want to go about doing the buying and selling CEO stuff, VIP works, VIP challenges. I mean, it's hard enough for me to complete those on my own because I'm such a goof anyways. I don't want to have to deal with someone, freezing my game or trying to crash me. So I'm just going to avoid that problem altogether until Rockstar can ultimately come up with a fix, because this is absolutely insane. It's happened to two of my really close friends, and I know it's happened to thousands of you guys as well, just based off of the many responses that I've seen so far on so many public forums, Reddit, Twitter, GTA forum site, etc. So this is really, really bad news. It's not good for Rockstar. They need to fix this, but at a minimum, it's not good for the player base either, because I know there's so many people that play on PC, and this is just really bad. Public lobbies are not safe, and this is my warning to you guys that you need to stay away from them until further notice, or at least try and do your best to glitch into a private public session to do the CEO selling stuff. There's a lot of various methods you can do, like blocking ports or messing with your firewall settings or doing stuff via your control panel while Grand Theft Auto 5 is up. I'm not going to go into the details of that in this video because I think it's a little complicated and I don't want to put you guys down the wrong path where you mess up your settings or something like that. But just know, if you are going to do public settings, make sure you're the only one there, or at least it's only you in a group of friends. And if people start to join, bail out. Just get a new lobby. It'll be worth the wait if you can avoid having your money stolen and if you can avoid going into a public Grand Theft Auto Online session. So that's my warning for you guys. Grand Theft Auto Online is crazy unsafe right now. Use invite-only lobbies, crew lobbies, whatever you have to do to avoid this madness. But anyways, that's really all the information I have for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Hopefully you stay safe out there. It is really crazy. If you enjoyed it though, be sure to drop a like. That would be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.